Hey everyone, my name is Brennan. I am a 25-year-old who's been investing for over 10 years and for 4 years on Wealthsimple in stocks and ETFs. So I wanted to make a video because I get a lot of questions about the different account types within Wealthsimple. And I guess I'll back up. If you're curious what app I'm on in the first place, on my bio, I do have a link to my website. And if you scroll down, I do have a link here to Wealthsimple. It is a brokerage platform where you can invest. So if you think about how you have your bank where you open up a checking and savings account, you get your little debit card, your credit card. Wealthsimple is an investment brokerage firm where it allows you to actually buy stocks in Canadian and American companies, as well as exchange traded funds, which are essentially baskets of stocks. So I do have a link on my website. You can sign up and we both get a free bonus if you're interested in that. Otherwise, I'll just talk about some of the different account options here on Wealthsimple. So the first one is the cash account. This is a high interest savings account. And the rate that I'm earning here is 4.5% cash. It's because I believe it's if you're over a certain amount of deposits at Wealthsimple, you're kind of in their premium bucket. But for anyone who just signs up, you're able to earn 4% cash right out of the gate, which is outstanding. And so this is a guaranteed way to grow your money, and it is insured by the Canadian Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is the same regulatory body that TD and BMO and Scotiabank and all them are regulated by and insured by. So that's kind of the best option for just if you want to do something with your money and grow it, but you're not really ready yet for investing. This is much better than it just sitting in a savings account at your bank where you're maybe earning like 1%. So that's kind of the cash account. Now we get into the investment accounts at Wealthsimple. So we'll start with the tax-free savings account. The Canadian government has opened up this kind of account called the TFSA, where we get a certain amount of money that we're allowed to invest every year. Lately, it's been around $6,000 or $6,500. There are calculators out there. You can Google TFSA calculator to figure out your contribution limit. So there are rules around this account in terms of how much you're able to put in. And make sure that you do understand those rules, because if you go over, there are tax penalties and fees that you'll have to pay. So make sure you understand the rules. But once you do, you can deposit money into this account, purchase investments, and then you don't pay any taxes on the profits that you're making. So for example, I've made $17,000 since I've opened this account in 2020, and I'm not paying any taxes on that $17,000. So that's the beauty of it. So that's that. Now, there are also the RSPs. These accounts, so as I mentioned, the TFSA was launched in 2009. The RSP accounts, I believe, were launched in, the 80s. And so they'll be quite popular among maybe your parents or grandparents. They're also an excellent investment option, but I do prefer the TFSA over the RSP just because I think it's simpler to use, and the tax savings, it's a better account in terms of tax advantages. But the RSP is an excellent option as well. So I'd say once you max out your TFSA, then move over to the RSP. And how the RSP works is when you're making money from your employer, you can decide to put up to 18% of your paycheck over the course of a year into this RSP, and then you won't have to pay any income tax on that money that you've deposited here. This money will then grow for 10, 20, 30 years, and then when you're ready to retire, you're able to withdraw that money, and then you will pay income tax at that time. But the goal is that you're retired, you're in a lower tax bracket, and so the income tax that you pay on it is lower. And then plus for that 10, 20, 30 years, your money's growing here tax-free. The reason I have two accounts, I always get this question, why do I have two RSP accounts? You are able to have more than one RSP account. You're able to have more than one TFSA account. Just the more accounts that you have, the more you have to calculate and manage them, and just be aware that you're adding up all the different contributions you're making. So less is simpler, obviously. The reason I have two, though, is because Wealthsimple has what they call managed investing, and that's where you just deposit money into this account, and Wealthsimple figures out how they want to invest it, and they diversify it and allocate it accordingly. The main tool that you have to control how your money's invested is what's called your risk level. So I have mine set 10 out of 10 maximum growth. It just depends on your comfort level with seeing your money fluctuate during, market downturns, such as we saw with COVID, because your money will fluctuate a lot more, but over the long run, you will see, hopefully, larger gains than if you're investing more conservatively at like a lower level. So it just depends on your investment horizon, how long you have to invest. It also depends on just your personal comfort level. No one can really say what your risk level should be. It's really just what you're personally comfortable with. But once you choose that risk level, Wealthsimple takes care of the rest and invests your money and diversifies it globally into lots of different industries. With the, let's call it the classic or the do-it-yourself or the self-directed account, this is where you actually have to pick exactly what you're investing in. So here I have specific ETFs, which are exchange-traded funds, which are baskets of stocks. You can also buy direct stocks, like, for example, the Costco stock or the Apple stock or like TD Bank. You have to specify exactly what you want to be investing in specifically, and then also what the proportions are. So for example, you can see here that I do 500 a week into VUN, and then 100 in TP, which is international. Sorry, this VUN is US, and then VC is Canadian. So you can see how I have my money kind of allocated. With the managed account, you don't have that control in terms of which regions or which industries. So don't want to get into that too much, but hopefully that gives you a high level overview. The Lyra account is also a little bit, this one's a bit of a unicorn account. I always get people wondering what the heck this is. You can't open this account like just willy-nilly if you want to. There's very, very specific circumstances. In my particular case, I worked at a bank, and then I left that bank and I had a pension there. And so I think if the pension was under a certain value, you could like take it with you and transfer it. So I ended up moving it to Wealthsimple, but it's in what's called a locked-in retirement account. It's just kind of an account that I inherited, and I never even really picked this. But I think it was like $16,000 my pension was worth, and so now it's worth like 20 or whatever. It was more like around 18,000. And so this is an account that I've kind of inherited. You can't really open it. It's just more if you're forced into, you have to open this account. So anyways, and then the non-registered. This is just once your TFSA is maxed, once your RSP is maxed, you can open a non-registered account. This is just like a classic regular account where you pay taxes on everything that you gain. So in this account, I've made $15,000. When I sell the stocks and ETFs that I own within this account, I'll be paying taxes on the profits, and then I also get monthly and quarterly dividend payments, and I pay income tax on those dividends. So this is the most unideal account tax-wise, because you are paying taxes on everything that you're making here. You're going to pay taxes on any money that you make. If you lose money, you definitely don't pay taxes. So that's the non-registered. So it's a quick overview of the accounts. Let me know if you have any questions. Also on my website, I do offer coaching calls. If you want to dive into any of these in detail and kind of review your personal financial situation, happy to help you out there. Thanks for watching.